Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to StarCrack. None of the players are here today. It is not Sunday. It is actually Thursday. I am here to talk about what happened in the last episode. We lost the recording, so I'm just going to run through the fine details of it um, while listening to some StarCrack music. So, the StarCrack members hop down planetside in their fresh new ODI custom mechs, immediately ready to tackle and seize the day against Albatross, going up against a squadron of a defensive formation of 2 Ronins, a Sentinel, 2 Assaults, and a Scout. These assaults were using mercenary templates, retrofitted to work as Albatross Discipline, getting an accuracy on engaged characters, getting an accuracy when using these scout drones, and getting an accuracy for standing next to each other and next to a scout. For a total of at most 4 accuracy, usually averaging out to be about 3 accuracy. The team took a real beating from this slow and meticulous defense. I do believe everybody except Seraphim structured at least once, some twice, and at least a stress or 2 in there as well. This was not a very good start for them, considering that they still had an encounter directly after with the leader of the Albatross unit, Little Black Bird. Little Black Bird was a Ronin elite with instinct mode. This sit rep involved getting these drills away from enemies. If an enemy ended their turn adjacent, uncontested, next to one of these pink areas, the drill would tick down its little bar, and once it reaches 0, they would have broken through to the floor below and would get to red guard, resulting in a failure. And as you might notice, looking at this battle map, none of the player mechs are currently operational. So what happened was there was the Ronin elite ran up right over here, activated instinct mode, and Parthenon went, okay, joke of Ferris Lash, and knocked them prone. Everybody started beating the shit out of them. They lost their structure almost immediately. This is a Commander Ronin, not Elite Ronin, I misspoke. And they don't get 2 activations as such. So they're getting kind of swamped. And out of nowhere, clocking Parthenon in the side before she can execute Little Black Bird is Windshear. Windshear ran up, rammed Parthenon, dealt 2 damage, and threw them down prone. Windshear had arrived to save Little Black Bird because Little Black Bird is actually Windshear's brother. And Little Black Bird's quite surprised to see Windshear again, seeing as it's quite strange to see your brother who you thought was dead to just appear out of nowhere. And Windshear said, shut up. And when when Little Black Bird almost immediately the round after got structured, Windshear cut out his cockpit and threw it off to the side for safety. And then him and the 2 remaining Ronin and the half-dead Sentinel got to work. First, Windshear attacked the prone Parthenon and applied an Echo Mark. And on the start of their next turn, when they consumed that Echo Mark, Parthenon's mech experienced a critical failure with a double 1s on their 2d6 roll for their structure. And soon after followed the Manticore, Zenobia, with Devil Sun. Not before, however, he activated his core power and went hard. He did explode and did catch the Sentinel, killing it, and Windshear, but only structured. Windshear then after returned the favor, ending our good friend Devil Sun's run and applying a critical failure to his mech in the form of a crushing blow. Meanwhile, Seraphim's trying to get an angle on a Ronin that is taking this objective down, as well as Hoenn, which is the new Calendula mech that our friend Swansong has made. And she's intangible all the way over here, trying to do some work. The Ronin had prepared a boost action on the first character it sees, and it boosted all the way up to Seraphim. And then on its turn grappled her and brought her all the way over here. Windshear pulled up, saw our dearest Seraphim, and instead boosted to get around, and stood there and prepared an action to stab the first character it sees leave intangibility. So, at the start of the Morning Cloak's turn, Hoatson's turn, Swansong's turn. Windshear took its attack and killed them instantly with a critical hit, dealing about 11 damage and structuring them on their last structure instantly and taking them out of mech. On their next turn, they tapped Seraphim twice on the chassis and said, "Hey, it looks like you're about to explode. You should probably like eject or something." And then left Seraphim alone without having dealt a single point of damage to her. Seraphim then did actually go critical on their mech via a full action. Sorry, I think it was a quick action and then another quick action to eject as they sent their mech to explode. The Ronin who was adjacent to it left, as well as Windshear, who went to address the giant Cerberus that was covering the stairwell, destroying it. Now with all 4 allied mechs in the dirt, so to say, narrative began. Parthenon went to try and stop this Ronin over here from retrieving the survivors of the clash and running off with them. Devil Sun went to assist as well, firing an AMT rifle at it. He did hit, but unfortunately it was a narrative check and he rolled a little too low, and the consequence of such a dangerous attack against a Ronin was the Ronin turned around, deflected the shot right back into Devil Sun's sternum. Having used explosive munitions and being an anti-material rifle, a good chunk of Devil Sun's side was now missed, and Parthenon was left with the choice of continuing what they were going to do or saving Devil Sun. Luckily, Duchess stepped in with a excellent mobility get somewhere quick trigger and their mobility hard suit granting them accuracy, got over there as fast as they could and started applying medical aid to them with a corrective and patch. Parthenon then, opting that the hostages would be pointless, decided to go instead see if Persephone was safe, because a Ronin had gone down here after Windshear had cleared the Cerberus and left. Parthenon went down there after hearing gunshots and saw a bloodbath. Meanwhile, Duchess was rolling to see how well she was healing Devil Sun, and it was obvious that even though he was stabilized and he was going to survive, it would be like a week's worth of like recovery. And down in the basement, Parthenon finds Kali split in twine by a Ronin blade, dying on the floor. Siren does the difficult duty of putting Kali down before she dies the long, painful way. And Parthenon, Persephone, and Siren all leave the basement sullen as they take their teammates and survivors off to the evac ship and escape before things get even more complicated with the Gold Breathers Commission arriving. They take off into the stars, and when we come back to our members of the Moss Martyrs, it will have been a week time skip, having given the crew plenty of time to reflect on their failures and try and readjust their course. Parthenon, in particular, being so disappointed with their own performance as somebody there to defend their allies, going full White Witch, actually. So we will see all that next week.